All right. It's it's time for more JoJo already. I know. It's just wow, it's a lot of JoJo. But yeah, we got chapter 14, Youth with Dio, part 3 right here. And yeah, cover page we got Jonathan. He doesn't have a shirt on. He's behind some like looks like holly leaves. Yeah, he looks pretty cool, pretty nice. Those flowers are interesting. I'm not sure what type of flower those are, but they look weird. I don't know. But yeah, we got a double page spread. Yeah, it's Jonathan and Dio on the ceiling. And Speedwagon. Can't forget Speedwagon. But yeah, Speedwagon, he's thinking to himself about how he's been to all these places and seen all these things. He's been to Africa, Asia, and the Caribbean. It's like who the? I thought this. The thing is with Speedwagon, how is he able to fund that as a 20-something living in the slums of London? Like I don't know, was it somehow just cheaper back then to travel? I would imagine, I suppose, but that just doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, like, yeah, he had to get to Texas to get oil in the first place, but like, I don't know. Arena could have set him up for that. But anyways, yeah, he's talking about how he's seen all this shit that he's never seen a monster like Dio. Now, even when he's shot in the head, he won't die. And yeah, we got a goofy looking shot of Dio with a fang out of his mouth. Looks really silly. And Speedwagon's telling Jonathan to run, despite how he feels about the situation. And yeah, I guess he broke a rib and it pierced his lung. So he started coughing, which is like, ow. It's rough. That's all that's from that fucking officer Dio threw in the last chapter that caused all that fucking destruction. Like, is the point of that just to show how much force Dio has that he can do that indirectly? Is that the point of that? I guess, but yeah, Jonathan's thinking, ooh, the brain. The bones of the mask cut through the brain, so maybe if I destroy the brain, I can kill him. And then this is a translation thing. It goes from saying my will must be steadfast to the next panel, the next page saying my will is steadfast. Dio is no longer human; he is a demon. But yeah, it just seemed kind of awkward. If it was like, no, my will is steadfast, as in present tense, I could see that. But it's just phrased weirdly. But yeah, Speedwagon notices the cop dude, and yeah, he's a zombie now, and he's wanting blood, and he's just crawling towards Speedwagon to get his blood. That's weird. That's weird that the officer would immediately think that. I mean, I don't know. I've never been a zombie before. But it's like you turn into a zombie, your first instinct is drinking blood from other people. Like, well, I the zombie is obviously low on blood. So I guess it makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. Thought that was weird. I mean, but when you're a zombie, like what happens in your brain to make you think, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat people"? That's what I want to do with my life. I'm gonna eat people. I don't know. Getting off track. Yeah, so Jonathan, like, hits the head of the zombie with the back of the spear, and the zombie is like, hey, what are you doing? Getting between me and my food. And I don't know, that just seemed kind of comical to me. Just comically out of place. I don't know. But then Jonathan goes aura, and we see this panel with like his eyes moving. It looks like he's got like 4 eyes. It looks kind of freaky. But he hits the zombie in the head with the top of the spear. And then Speedwagon's like Mr. Joestar, and we get a good look at his lips. Like it looks really awkward. Like in the next panel, like Jonathan has text, but like his mouth is pretty much closed. His lips aren't closed like Speedwagon's. Just Speedwagon's lips look weird. Really weird. But yeah, then Dio, he swoops down, and it's like, this is like the most awkward pose ever. Like, there's hardly any motion lines aside from the backdrop. Like, it looks like the pose you would make when you're like, oh, here, let me get the door for you. That's the pose he's making. Yeah, it really, that pose really just does not stick the landing. But yeah, Jonathan, he twirls the spear all cool like, and he pierces it forward. He pierces Dio's hand, but it doesn't really affect him. Dio, his hand, let's say his left hand is pierced by the spear. He's grabbing on to the spear while pierced. And he bends the spear over Jonathan's right shoulder in a weird fashion. Like look at this. He's clearly pushing the spear upward. Is it? Oh well. But like there's the part in the middle where it's creasing, right? And I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid, but if it's creasing like that, and Jonathan has his right hand right there, and why should the back of the spear be hitting the back of his neck like that? I don't know. And then the spear breaks off. It breaks off from being twisted so hard, and I guess he just flings it into Jonathan's shoulder. And then we don't see what happened to the bar that went through him. Unless, I don't know. There's not even any blood on that spear. And then, this is probably one of the most contrived things in all of part 1. Because like right after this, Dio turns his back and he's like, JoJo! Let me keep enjoying this amazing power of mine. And then he turns around and he's gone with Speedwagon. And in the time Speedwagon did that, Jonathan was able to hide with Speedwagon in a way that Dio was not able to tell until he saw the blood coming down from behind the curtain they were behind. It's like, what? Dio's supposed to have, like, superhuman ability. You'd think he'd like, hear them moving or something. Like, what time did Jonathan have to do all that? Yeah. So, Dio goes up to the curtain. He's like, I told you, JoJo, you can come up with as many tricks as you like, but you humans have limits. And then he pulls back the curtain. The curtain. He pulls back the curtain. And Jonathan's like, this is no trick, it's courage. But they literally fucking tricked him. They fucking baited him into pulling the curtain back when Speedwagon would use the fire from the lantern to burn the curtain. They literally tricked him, and Jonathan's like, nope, not a trick. It's courage. Like, yeah, it's courageous. They're doing something to stand up against him, but that is a trick. That is a genuine trick right there. Wow. So that was the chapter. And, yeah, that's... So, like, I already knew the whole Dio turning his back and Jonathan and Speedwagon disappearing thing. I've always felt like that was a contrivancy, but, like, the more I'm looking at this in, like, the last chapter, too, the more it's just... Things just aren't really... Like the choreography just is not really flowing that well. Like, you're having to fill in a lot of the gaps yourself, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But, like, it's in a way where you have to, like, if you're, like, actually trying to follow what's going on, you have to stop and think, like, wait, what's going on? How'd that happen? It just... I feel like, if you're gonna do it, where, like, you're not explicitly showing every small little thing, it should be done in a way where someone can logically look at it and get the full picture, use their imagination without really having to give so much mental energy to it. Like, it should be near seamless. Like, if you're going that route. Otherwise, just make everything look clear. But yeah, we got a sketch of Jonathan. He's looking pretty good. JoJo. Yes, it's pretty nice. Really nice looking sketch. I like his hat. I like how his hair is flowing. No, that's really cool. Really cool. But yeah, during my hiatus, so what I was reading these chapters on was the Viz app, the Viz Media app, where you can, like, read manga and stuff. But during my hiatus, they were like, "Hey, no, you got to do this to the Shonen Jump app," and so that's what I'm doing through now, and it costs me an extra $1 a month. Like the Viz one was like $2 a month. This is $3 a month. Like, I'm losing $12 a year over that. Like, that, wow, that is, yeah. But, earlier today, I got a notification from it about, like, about some JoJo merch, some official JoJo merch. And, sadly, nothing beyond part 3 was shown, unless you count this, denim jacket that says JoJo, kind of like the JoJo Part 5 anime logo. But, yeah, there's some cool stuff. Like, there's this, Sunlight Yellow Overdrive shirt. It's kind of, I mean, it's a cool panel to do a shirt of, but, like, that's before Jonathan knows Hamon. And you can see, like, there's like a sun thing in the corner, as if, like, a sun is shining or something. But I don't know, that's weird. And then there's, like, this saucer set that has this one really cool shot of Dio. It's I'm back from hell, Dio, that scene. It's from that scene. It looks really good. And yeah, I mean, I'd probably want some of that. I definitely want the denim jacket. That looked pretty sick. I've always wanted a denim jacket. Like, I saw this one of, like, Sonic and Knuckles that's probably was only ever meant for a kid to wear. But, like, I was so jealous of that when I saw that. Yeah, either one would be cool. But I think I would prefer the Sonic and Knuckles one. Because it's Sonic and Knuckles. But the JoJo one just says JoJo. Yeah, well, I guess that's all I got for you today. Yeah, Youth with Dio is... I guess we aren't really to the really, really good stuff with Youth with Dio, but... Yeah, it's looking pretty rough. Especially for like the first major little scuffle of part one. Like the first of like five? Five major scuffles. In part one, oh. But hey, I mean, it wasn't Iraqi's first work or anything, but it was still like one of his earliest. And if you don't grow and change as a writer, as an artist, I mean, I guess you don't technically have to, but like, what are you doing? But yeah, that's all I got for you. You can leave now.